My hand hovers over the brass doorknob, the cold metal smooth from decades of palms pushing through. I should knock, announce myself like a proper daughter returning home at 9:47 on a Tuesday night. But laughter spills from the drawing room inside, the expensive kind bubbling up after the third pour of scotch that costs more per bottle than most people's mortgage payments. My father's voice slices through first, rich and confident, the tone he deploys when he's about to close a deal or ruin someone's life, often both at once. Another round, gentlemen. Glasses clink. Ice rattles, and Sloane's laugh follows, sharp and bright. I know that laugh. She reserves it for moments when someone's about to get destroyed without realizing it. I have heard it aimed at opposing counsel, at nurses who displease her, and at me when I was 19 and foolish enough to think my computer science degree impressed anyone in this family. I should walk away. Drive back to my anonymous apartment with its secondhand furniture and working locks that keep out everyone, including those who share my last name. But then I hear it. 3 words that root my feet to the Persian runner beneath them. Rosewood Cottage sale. My grandmother's house, the only place in my childhood where someone looked at me and saw potential. Not disappointment in a cardigan. I lean closer. The door is old, the seal imperfect, and sound travels easily. 20 million. My father's voice carries the weight of confession. Bad cases. Thought I could win them. Gambled wrong. Bryce Sterling speaks next. My ex-boyfriend, the one who called me brilliant right before declaring I wasn't wife material. His voice has that oily quality investment bankers cultivate, smooth and slick, without friction. The cottage appraises at $850,000. Quick sale, clean paperwork. My commission is 8%, $160,000 for me. Enough to cover your immediate obligations, and Meredith never has to know the extent of the problem. Sloane laughs again. She won't ask questions. She never does, just signs whatever you put in front of her and smiles like a grateful puppy. My chest tightens, not with surprise, but recognition. I could fix this right now, burst through the door and offer a check. 20 million is nothing. Ether Systems cleared 40 million in revenue last quarter alone, and the IPO opens tomorrow at a projected $84 per share. But I don't move because my father is still talking. Don't worry about her. She's too stupid to read the fine print. She'll sign whatever we put in front of her just to get a pat on the head. The words land like a fist to the sternum, knocking the air from my lungs. Stupid. She's been playing with computers for years. Sloane's voice drips with contempt. Still no real job, still living in that sad little apartment. I posted a throwback photo of her last week. Remember from when she was 19? The comments were brutal. Everyone asking when she'll grow up and get a real career. At least the cottage sale is clean. Bryce chimes in, always calculating his angle. She won't even understand what she's signing. Just tell her it's trust fund paperwork. She'll believe anything. My hand drops from the doorknob. 3 years ago, I paid off Sloane's credit card debt, $50,000 in charges for handbags, spa weekends, and bottles of wine pricier than some cars. I did it anonymously through a shell company, knowing if she discovered my wealth, she'd never stop asking. I thought I was protecting her, protecting them all. Silent protector, that's what my therapist called it before I quit, because talking about feelings felt like defeat. I protect people who don't protect me back, sacrifice for those who see sacrifice as weakness. My grandmother knew. She tried to tell me at 16 in the kitchen at Rosewood Cottage, teaching me to code on her ancient desktop that took 5 minutes to boot. You're worth more than their approval, Mary. I didn't believe her then, but now, in this hallway with their laughter echoing, something shifts. Cold, clean, sharp. They don't misunderstand me. They despise my intelligence because it threatens their control. I turn, my footsteps silent on the runner. As I walk down the hallway, through the foyer, out the front door, Kalen stands beside my car, posture military straight despite the hour. He's been my head of security for 3 years, knows who I am and what I'm worth, never told a soul. He opens the back door without a word. I slide into the leather seat. The door closes with a solid thunk like a vault ceiling. Get me the audit logs for Scott and Partners, I say, my voice lower, colder tonight. Kalen's eyes meet mine in the rear view. For 3 years, I've been the polite boss who says please and thank you, apologizes for late nights. He sees something different now. Yes, boss? The engine starts. We pull away from the estate, from those who think I'm too stupid to read fine print. They're wrong, and in 24 hours, they'll realize how wrong. The Four Seasons suite costs $8,000 a night. I'm not here for the thread count. The walls are soundproof. The internet runs on dedicated fiber, and no one from my family would look for me in a hotel requiring a black card to book. It's 2:30 a.m. 3 monitors glow blue across the mahogany desk, each displaying layers of Scott & Partners financial infrastructure. My fingers dance across the keyboard, muscle memory from 10,000 hours of coding, peeling back transactions, wire transfers, desperate covers for losses. Ether Systems has provided cybersecurity to his firm for 2 years. He doesn't know that. Every email, record, panicked message flows through servers I control. He called me stupid. I pull up the first document, a case file from 18 months ago. Richard Scott defending a pharmaceutical giant in a class action lawsuit. Opposing counsel, had evidence, witnesses, momentum. He bet $6 million on a settlement that never came. Lost it all. Next file, another gamble, another loss. The pattern fractures like glass. $20 million gone, not stolen, but from arrogant decisions by a man who thought charm overrode facts. I dive into Sloane's records next. Her surgeon salary is $280,000 annually, should be enough, but she spends $580,000 on designer clothes, luxury vacations, a wine collection rivaling elite sellers like those at Sotheby's auctions, where bottles fetch tens of thousands. She's bled money via credit cards, disconnected from reality, buried in her email. The Mary problem. My stomach clenches, but I open it. Sloane to Richard 3 months ago. We need to activate the family ATM before she figures out she has options. Richard. She won't. She's too busy playing with computers. Sloane. The cottage is the play. Sentimental value. She'll do anything to keep it, frame it as helping her, take what we need, move on. 3 months of planning. I screenshot everything. Emails, transactions, lies. My phone buzzes at 3:15. Preston Vance, the only one outside security who knows the truth. You should be sleeping, I say. So should you. His voice strains from 48 hours, prepping the biggest financial event of his career. The Ether IPO is tracking to break records, less than 24 hours until bell. I know. He pauses, pacing. I hear it. Because if you don't sever finances before open, their debt becomes your liability. California family law isn't friendly. The words hit like cold water. I knew abstractly, but hearing the timeline compressed makes it real. How bad? $20 million debt against $2.8 billion assets. Creditors will swarm post-IPO, arguing familial responsibility, years in litigation, even if you win. I close my eyes. Monitors paint blue shadows. Save them or save your empire, Preston says. You don't get both. I've saved them my whole life, anonymously fixing messes. They still call me stupid. I need a quitclaim deed for Rosewood Cottage. That's not enough. Full separation waiver, every claim, liability. Bury it in page 7, paragraph 3. Make it look like standard charity paperwork. Preston quiets, weighing ethics against necessity. That's scorched earth. That's survival. They'll sign without reading. Another pause. The friends and family allocations, if included, they forfeit everything. How much? 1.5 million shares at $84 opening, $126 million. If it quadruples like recent tech IPOs like Snowflake's 2020 debut that soared 111% day one, that's $500 million. They wanted my grandmother's house for $850,000. I'm letting them sign away $500 million. Draft it by noon. Meredith, Preston softens, rare with my full name. Sure? I stare at evidence of contempt in transactions and cruelty, Sloane's email calling me an unactivated ATM. Never more sure. We end the call. The suite hums with electronics and my breathing. Kaylin knocks, enters with a black folder. The deed? Drafted, reviewed, notarized. He sets it down. They don't deserve you, boss. I look up. Kaylin never editorializes. No, they don't. He nods, leaves. I open the folder. Quitclaim on top, waiver buried like a landmine. They think I'm too stupid for fine print. They'll learn. The Instagram notification hits at 8:04 a.m. I'm in my car outside a coffee shop 3 blocks from my apartment, engine idling, steam rising from an untouched cup. Sloane's post, Me at 19, unwashed hair in a ponytail, oversized hoodie, hunched over a laptop in the campus library, dark circles like bruises. I remember 72 hours coding, vending machine coffee, obsessive focus forgetting meals, caption, TBT to little sis's lost years tinkering with code. Some of us grew up, family love priorities, 847 likes, comments stab. When will she get a real job? Such a disappointment. Richard and Sloane so successful. What happened to this one? Aunt Margaret, praying she finds her path. Cousin David, who borrowed $5,000 from me 2 years ago unpaid. Time for intervention, 200 comments, all seeing the failure Sloane painted. I set the phone down, coffee's cold. They're softening me for the library at 3 quart, ensuring I'm wounded, desperate, grateful for scraps, even if scraps are my grandmother's house. The cruelty is surgical. Sloane learned it in med school, cutting deep enough for max pain without killing. I drive to Rosewood Cottage alone. Gate unlocked. Grandma never kept people out. Why she left it to me, not father, who'd fortify it like Fort Knox. Gravel crunches. I park under the oak she planted at 23, newly married, when promises meant something. The house looks tired, peeling paint, sagging steps, but bones solid, built to last, unlike today's flip houses. I enter with my key, carried 8 years. Grandma pressed it into my palm summer before dying. This is yours, Mary, not your father's, not Sloane's, yours. I thought she meant the key. Now, belonging. Air smells of dust, old wood, lavender ghost, banister grain smooth and rough, honest wear, needlepoint in hallway, Virginia Woolf quote, a woman must have money and a room of her own. Stitched at 67, post-Grandpa's death, financially free first time, hung as war declaration against quiet widows. I walk rooms slowly, kitchen yellow tiles, chipped counter from my 12-year-old skillet drop, living room with working fireplace, unlike father's gas logs, reading chair by window, cracked leather molded over 40 years. I sit. Photo albums on table. Don't open. No inside. Grandma and me, gardening, cooking, coding on yard sale desktop. She believed technology empowered girls. No photos with father or Sloane unless formal. Smiling lies. Oh, she knew I was the giver. Groceries during her flu, computer fixes, hospice sitting her last month when others had better things. Sloane visited twice, father none. At funeral they cried performatively, accepting sympathy like they'd lost irreplaceable. Then tried selling her house 3 months later. Sloane's post now over 1,000 likes, comments multiplied, texts from distant relatives, ceasing father like I'm a problem. Cruelty calculated, they want me ashamed, unquestioning at 3 Gao. Grandma's voice echoes, the house is wood and stone, Mary. Your dignity matters. Gravel crunches outside, footsteps. Door opens, no knock. Kaylin fills doorway, black folder in hand. Suit, no tie, neutral expression, but eyes softer, apologetic. Final documents, boss. Sets on table. Everything ready. I don't open. No deed, waiver, trap-like surrender. He lingers, eyes on needlepoint. They don't deserve you. Your grandmother would be proud. Chest loosens enough to breathe. Thank you. He nods, leaves. Door clicks. Phone buzzes. Preston. IPO opens at $84. You're about to become a billionaire. Ready? I type, more ready than they'll know. 2 hours arrives faster than it should. I stand in my apartment bathroom, staring at the black suit hanging on the door. Tom Ford, tailored like armor. I bought it 6 months ago for board meetings with investors who needed to believe a 26-year-old woman could helm a billion-dollar company. Today, it's for a family party. I dress deliberately. The suit, white silk blouse, Patek Philippe watch costing more than father's car. My reflection stares back. Stranger yet familiar, the woman Grandma always foresaw. 2:47 p.m., 1 hour before market close. I enter the town car. Kaylin drives without asking. He knows. I text Preston. The bait is ready. Let them take it. Immediate reply. They won't know what hit them. The car pulls away. I don't look back. That life ends today. Not a party, a negotiation. They'll see me sign my life away, just not as expected. The library smells of leather and lies, old money and secrets. As a kid, I loved it, thinking floor-to-ceiling bookshelves meant father valued knowledge. Now they're expensive wallpaper, half unread. Richard sits behind the mahogany desk like a king, his attorney, gray-suited with a forgettable face and steep hourly rate, beside him. Bryce leans on the bookshelf, arms crossed, smug smile, counting his commission. 3 on 1 hour to close. Door opens. Sloane's perfume arrives first. French, floral, suffocating. She sweeps past without acknowledgement, taking Richard's right like always, the favored daughter, surgeon, perfect life poster. "Thank you for coming, Meredith." Richard's voice warms falsely, the tone for clients before explaining hopelessness. "I know it's short notice. You said it was important." I soften my voice, uncertain, like at 19, craving notice. It is. He gestures. "Please sit." I do, folding hands, curving shoulders, body language of one, never taking space. Attorney slides document, heavy bond, 20 pages. Title bold, trust fund release and property transfer. Heart steady, hands dry, but I feign otherwise. "We've discussed your future," Richard begins, paternal facade. "You're 26, finding your path. Admirable, sweetheart, but time we help you start." "Start what?" Voice cracks slightly. "With your life." Sloane's tone cuts glass. "Releasing $50,000 from trust, seed for your computer hobby." "Little computer hobby." Ether employs 217, secures 70% Fortune 500, revenue topping their firm biannually. I don't say it. Instead, trembling fingers pick up document, real tremble from stifled laughter, scan, standard release, $50,000 generous sounding. Page 3, property clauses. Page 7, paragraph 3, they take everything. Rosewood Cottage, inheritance for family obligations, $20 million debts from bad cases, gambles on charm over facts, trading for 4% owed, thinking I won't notice. "This is generous," attorney intones. "Practice neutrality from witnessing horrors for checks. Given your situation, extraordinarily accommodating." My situation, like I'm the gambler. I don't understand. Eyes wet, not crying, edged. Why the cottage? Grandma's house. Was her house. Sloane's bored, phone out, Instagram ready for breakdown. Dead 3 years, you can't afford taxes. I could figure something. Voice higher, desperate. "Please, Dad, it's all I have." "You'll have $50,000. Richard checks Rolex, 317, impatient. "More than most your age save. Be grateful." Grateful? Poison word. "Another way, I could get real job, help debts." Bryce laughs. "Doing what? Coding 6 years. No publications, portfolio network, market's brutal. Lucky for entry level." "Better this way," Sloane adds, not looking up. "Can't afford upkeep. No income. Living in past unhealthy." "Found buyer to preserve," Bryce says. Grateful someone wants it. Attorney taps signature. Another appointment at 4. "Finalize now." Richard leans cold. "Sign or nothing. Done coddling. Learn real world." Clock, 3:42, 18 minutes to close. I reach for pen, hand visibly trembling, stop before tip touches. "Want copy?" Whisper. For records. Grandma said keep records." Richard rolls eyes. "Standard," attorney murmurs, pulling duplicate. "Better for enforcement, duplicate originals." Slides second set. I sign both, handwriting broken. Richard signs, attorney notarizes with thunks. "Happy?" Richard snatches copy, reads past page 2. "No," I fold mine, clutch like blanket. "Thank you, Daddy." "Excellent." He stands, resolved efficiently. Funds by week's end. They leave, Sloane typing, tough love post, Bryce pitying glance. Attorney packs silently. Door closes, silence, count to 20, gone. Tears vanish, check patek, 3:47, 13 minutes, eat, checkmate, whisper, stand, smooth jacket, document secure. Waiver, all future claims, including 1.5 million shares, $504 million at close if quadrupling, like Uber's 2019 IPO surge. Walk to French doors, terrace, garden party starting, quartet tuning, not leaving yet, 11 minutes till change. Champagne tastes like victory. To Richard, raising glass at podium, surveying 200 guests on manicured lawn. To quartet servers, floral extravagance, I stand back, suit sharp. To family legacy, he booms. Businesses defining excellence. Take Ether Systems, remarkable cybersecurity, IPO today, innovation, discipline, vision. Sloane beside, phone high, Instagram live, 15,000 viewers. Smile luminous, thinking she's won. Unlike hobbies, he shifts, feel it coming. Not everyone grasps serious business versus basement computers. World needs all types. Polite laughter. Glances my way. I don't flinch. 4:00 closing bell. Bloomberg chimes erupt. Phones buzz. Quartet falters. What the hell? Murmurs build. AET up. 400%. Closed 3:36, opening $84. Richard talks on, oblivious, family values. Preston steps from crowd, gray suit, S1 filing like scripture. Ladies, gentlemen, cuts through. Apology for interruption. Clarification needed. Preston, not time. Introduce founder, CEO of Ether, MJ Scott, operating under initials for privacy. Silence crashes. 200 faces turn. Stunned rewrite. MJ. Whisper. Meredith Jane. Richard drains color. Scotch confidence evaporates. Sloan phone drops, catches, stream wobbles, captures horror. Richard recovers, courtroom pivot. My daughter! Rushes, arms wide. Always believed. I step back, arms close, empty. Pivots. Friends and family allocations. Discuss. Meredith reserved, sweetheart. Sloane's fingers fly. Greed glazing. Bryce by fountain, frozen. Commission nothing versus lost billions. Pull document. About allocations, father at voice, boardroom calm, garden silence, even quartet. Clause in document signed, page 7, paragraph 3, read or I. Richard shifts, confusion, concern, comprehension. What document? Trust release, 347, eager, didn't read past 2. Unfold, show seal. Signatures. Complete waiver future claims, including allocations, inheritance, benefits. Read aloud, hammer blows. Sloane's phone clatters, stream running, face destroyed. Preston, 1.5 million shares. 504 million at 336. Gasps. Forfeited for $50,000 and $850,000 cottage. Richard mouth, fish-like. No loophole. Their greed costs $2 billion potential, I say, if doubling again like Tesla post-IPO. Sloan sound, sob scream hybrid. Turn to Richard. Ether raising Scott Partners premiums 20%. Risk assessment, high-risk client. 140 witnesses, partners, judges, everyone. Sloan's stream, 15,000 saw mockery, loss. Bryce's reputation dead, can't spot trap, full document, exit. Enjoy party, last I'm paying. Kaylin opens car, slide in, door thunks vault-like, car pulls away, garden erupts, whispers, phones, story wildfire. They thought me stupid, now all know wrong. 3 days later, Wall Street Journal beside me, don't reopen. Mystery CEO MJ Scott, 26-year-old tech prodigy. Forbes, $2.8 billion net, conservative. Phone buzzes, Bloomberg, CNBC interviews, 9-figure acquisitions, SUV glides 8 a.m., Kaylin silent, board meeting. 90 minutes, acquisitions, expansion doubling footprint, 18 months. But first, he email Willow Holdings, Shell, 6 months ago. Property transfer complete. Bought mortgage note, clean cash debt, now creditor, keys mine, inspector photos, antiques, reproductions, fake jewelry, hotel sale paintings, fraud scheme, attach eviction, 30 days remove, send, father's attorney calls 6 minutes, voicemail, litigation threats, elder abuse, theft, save, evidence, text, review deed, witnessed, legal, over, block, Sloane's voicemail, rage tears, betrayal, delete. Bryce, talk, block, family chat 17 unread, explanations, demands, opinions on selfishness, delete thread, change number, 4 minutes. Preston, Kaylin, team get new, privacy strict. Agenda glows, markets, acquisitions, projections, CFO double-checked, ready. SUV at headquarters, 847, glass steel, name brushed metal. Lobby, 200 employees waiting, clapping ovation echoes. My team, chosen family. Preston at elbow. Ready, MJ? Look at faces. Engineers betting on vision, execs leaving prestige. Been ready, they couldn't see. Walk through applause to elevators, boardroom, past behind, future mine.